purpose of the exercise that we designed is to simulate a situation when a decision has to be made, a decision regarding a land use scenario, and we want to focus on how evidence can be incorporated in that process. Essentially, for the next roughly 2 hours, we'll ask you to use your imagination, and we will bring you to a fictitious country of Carboneria. You will receive a brief, which will outline all the important things on how to play out your role. But essentially, the ultimate goal is for the minister to make a decision on which of the only two scenarios to choose, and through this decide the future of Upper Carboneria, one of the provinces of the country that you will be representing. One of the options is the commercial cultivation of Flavonella. This is a fictitious plant, a local plant of this region, and it would be cultivated in order to produce a new innovative sweetener for fruit production. And the other scenario is would be to invest in an industrial plantation to produce biochar. So these are the two options. In a nutshell, the decision that needs to be taken during the first meeting is to decide which research projects to fund out of 10, which will be pitched. The second meeting is envisioned a year after. Well, we'll have a little bit of a time skip. And during that second meeting, the research results of the 4 projects that were commissioned will be presented, and then all the participants will have a chance to discuss the 2 scenarios in the light of this evidence that was provided. And again, the minister will have to make the final decision on which of the 2 options, Flavonella, planned for a new sweetener, or a plantation for biochar production, will be chosen.
Greetings, Honourable Minister. My name is Lila Smith, all the way from Canada, and I'm representing the Great Cheerleaders NGO, which focuses on international development and climate change issues. And I'm honored to be around you. Thank you.
My name is David, an associate professor from your own university here, from the University of Life Sciences. Thank you, Honourable.
I'm here as leader of our local villages, and so I'm here to represent the voice of our citizens. Thank you for inviting me.
Honorable Minister, I'm the CEO of Global Sweeteners. I believe we met in France 2 years ago, and I hope we can continue that relationship today.
We are a private foundation set up by an expert Carbonarian entrepreneur living now in the United States, and our mission of our organization is to stimulate sustainable development projects, including educational activities, but also to provide broad research expertise, and I'm coming from the scientific branch of our organization.
So Biosolutions Incorporated is a company that aims to invest in the biochar carbon market, which is very useful as a soil improvement mechanism, but it also captures the carbon from the atmosphere, so it acts as a mitigator of climate change. What we require is a lease of the land for the next 20 years, and then a period of 20-year rights of renewal.
We want to create employment for your people. We want to put Carboneria on the global map as a competitor in the food market. We want to develop your country, and we want to help you deal with your country's health problems. I don't know how much you know about the sweetener that we are proposing to plant, but it's a natural food product, and it's known to fight obesity. We have internal scientists who have gathered good data about this, and we know that your country is suffering from 25% of Carbonarians have obesity, and this sweetener can fight obesity. On top of that, it can regulate blood pressure, it can help with heart problems and circulatory system, and these are all diseases which are associated with obesity. We are willing to put money to fund at least 5 schools in 5 villages if you lease us the land. And if you think that's not enough, we are not asking for 20 years like the biochar people, we only want 15. This sweetener that we are talking about can be used here in Carbonaria, it can be exported, it can even be sold to other food companies. I think you should give us this opportunity. You'll make mega profits and you'll develop your country and you'll solve your country's health problems.
I would like to suggest, Honourable Minister, if it's okay with you, to fund an environmental impact assessment, which I believe is quite important for us to make this decision going forward. And I understand that coming to biochar, your company and your idea is very good in terms of bringing about innovative solutions to climate change. And it's also good in terms of creating employment. However, I believe that right now at this point, which is the same thing with your plantation as well, I believe that at this point, we don't know what impact that will have in terms of the environmental, social, in terms of the socio-economic status as well. And I'd like for us to actually conduct an environmental impact assessment. And I believe that that's where the universities could come in. If it's okay with you, Honourable Minister, can I propose that you approve funding for such an initiative? Thank you.
Your requests are heard, we'll consider them. Could we have input from the local community?
Honourable Minister, us as a community would like to retain our livelihood from the subsistence farming that we used to have. And therefore, as we have proposed, we still want to stick to the fact that any development that is going to be brought to the community does not displace them.
Applied research that can inform policymakers. As you know, our country is challenged with obesity, and I hope my research proposal will focus on food safety of the new sweetener, and we have to ensure and investigate to what extent that has medicinal values. And the second proposal is health benefits of the new sweetener. I think in our country, our universities have rich experience, research results, recommendations. We need to review those research results to verify what is proposed by the company, that my institution is ready to do the synthesis immediately and present for you to double check the assertions that was made by the company. So we're really positioned ourselves to do the two research proposals so that we can advise you. Those already existing databases and also research recommendations. So within a short period of time, we can present the synthesis for you that in collaboration with our local community leaders and also the local NGOs will be involved in the process, a multi-stakeholder type of approach, so that we'll do that synthesis and verify it and present to you within a short period of time, maybe in 2-3 months' time.
We are sure about the time frame. Are you really sure about the time frame?
Impact in terms of socio-economic impact of the plantation, the biochar plantation at economic and social level. So my research activity will really focus on to understand at population level which can be the impact, because we already know, and that is known, that biochar can have a good impact on the stock of carbon. But we need to understand the socio-economic. So actually what I'm representing is the socio-economic part. So we are like funding by private company, private institute, but also like
so you don't need
public.
Thank you very much. Now can we go to the Foundation for Sustainable Future, please?
Honourable Minister, colleagues around have indicated in academia and elsewhere, actually look into and try to understand whether there are any adjustments that society can do. And of course, the second, of course, is we have to look at this project some bit of extensive longitudinal studies to understand the direction of development, so that we don't necessarily invest a project that is not going to produce in the next 20 years anything for the country. But also, we can attempt to do some trend analysis to see the developments elsewhere.
Can I ask you, I do have a professor from the university, a top professor from the university here, and I do have an independent research center.
We are kind of a private agency with a good history of work, and this is mostly what we do. We do work to mitigate. There are two projects I'm proposing. The first one is a longitudinal study to start to ascertain any trends. The second one is rather looking at alternative land uses that in the area which are not necessarily going to conflict with the systems as they are today.
So they are relevant to both projects, to both investment proposals?
Not necessarily, but we need to take into account that both proposals are actually going to stimulate land use changes.
The next one is the Centre for Socio-Economic Research. So Professor Jan Marco proposed socio-cultural practices to be investigated and proposed an economic and social assessment of the costs and benefits of both options. Lastly, we had GIFT and his foundation, who proposed firstly a technology assessment to look at alternative products, or 10, a long-term foresight to look at the possible future outlooks.
Let me announce the list of the winners. First, okay, I'd like to congratulate National Environmental Agency. Yeah, you will be researching on whether biochar can enrich soil productivity. And we will be looking at the ecological impact of the investment. And finally, the Foundation for Sustainable Future. Yeah, we congratulate you. You just got commissioned long-term understanding of global trends driving our economy and this study.
So now we go forward 1 year later, and the research is done. So this is the 4 pieces of the research.
I think we agree on the important studies we want to carry. So we will make one study for the.
So the first one is impact on biochar on soil productivity.
Yes,
then,
that's one.
Yeah,
then the
we
health impact.
Benefits of flavonella and as a new sweetener.
Yes.
Then we do the economic and social benefits and costs.
The government is going to conduct the environmental impact assessment.
Sure.
Okay. So you will be involved in the.
That's great.
In the research. We need to make a decision in 1 year time. So all the researchers that make proposal that we have selected, please. Come back in 1 year and present the results, and I wait for all of you again around the table to discuss the result proposal and to make hopefully the best decision for our country and the province. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The final decision will be taken on the future of Carbonaria. You cannot be absent in such an important moment.
Remember that we have commissioned some studies to inform us about benefits of our local communities and do a lot of good for the development of our country, and a question we wanted to address.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Minister. I'm presenting to you the results of the environmental impact assessment that has been done on both projects. And the study showed that the impacts on the investment can be categorized into groups. First of all, the impact on the construction phase, and the second one on the operational phase. Because both include a creation of an industrial processing site, which pose comparable risk of increased construction waste,
noise level, and temporary lower air quality. Both scenarios also will affect local wildlife to a comparable extent. Both projects foresee of expanding their physical occupation, let's say. At the same time, biochar creates a higher likelihood of labor migration and related strain on local amenities, which in turn increase the risk of water pollution or inappropriate disposal of waste.
On the environmental impact, was food security is also about buying power. Therefore, access to income is also equivalent to access to food, not more than just production of your own food. So did the environmental impact study, because Mr. Minister, we need to take evidence with a pinch of salt as well sometimes. If there are issues on the evidence, we need to be concerned. And I don't see enough of a robust environmental impact study here. It seems to have looked only on just production, Mr. Minister. So I'm questioning that issue of the food security versus income to buy your own food.